All right, this is page 11. We're going to do a quick review of what we've done already before we get into our new information. When you are graphing an ordered pair, X goes from left to right, and the Y goes up or down. So remember, the X always comes first in the ordered pair, the Y is always second. We always go left and right, and then we go up or down. That's an arrow. Okay, so graph -3, 4. Well, I know it's going to be in this box right here because it's a negative positive box. So -3, 1, 2, 3, and then I go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's just one single point where -3, 4 is. -2, -4 is going to be in the negative box. So I go over -2, and then I'm going to go down -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be about right there. Okay, so that's what we've done before. Now we're going to talk about slope. Slope is when we have a line, and slope is simply the rate of change. It tells me how much something is changing. If I have a graph, and it looks like I have my graph, and my line is kind of going like this, and then I have another graph, and my line is going like that. If I told you this graph represents my bank account, this top graph right here shows that it's just steadily going down gradually. This bottom graph is showing you that my bank account is like going down super quick. So it shows how much something's changing. So there are 4 different slopes. You can have a positive slope when it starts low in the left and goes high in the right. You can have a negative slope that starts high in the left and goes low in the right. If you have a straight line like that, a horizontal line, you have 0 slope. And if you have an up and down line, you have what we call is undefined slope. To find slope, we are going to use rise over run. Slope is always written in lowest terms, and it is a fraction. So before that, let me show you a little trick that I use. So I have this little picture here. So if I have a little guy, and he starts here, and he's running up this hill, he's getting higher and higher and higher. So if the line is shaped like this, it's a positive slope. If he starts right here and he goes down the hill, it's getting lower, 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 it's a negative slope. If he's just standing right here in the middle, not doing any change, it's a 0 slope. And then if you run into this brick wall right here, it is undefined. So if you need to draw this on your paper to help you remember, you can. All right, we are going to identify the slopes in each of these. So I have 2 points. That'll be my starting point. You always start at the lowest point on the line. Oh, hey there, sorry. Okay, so I marked all our lowest points, and you will rise and run to the highest point. I'm just going to give us a point there, point there. This will make it easier in a minute. All right, so let's do some rising and running. When I say rise and run, I mean we go straight up and then straight over to the dot. And then we just count how many jumps we make. Up, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I went up 4, 1, 2, over 2. If I type that in my calculator, it would come out as a 2. All right, so your slope is a 2 or 2 over 1 if you want it to be a fraction. This one, I'm going to rise and run. I rise 1, and then I run 1, 2. I run to the left, so it's negative. I should have drawn this out before. So you always rise up. That's your rise. And then you can run to the left. It's a negative. If you run to the right, it's a positive. So in this first one, number 1, I ran to the right, so it's a positive. This guy, I ran to the left. It's a negative. You can also look, and I see that this is going up and this is going down. All right, I can just glance at number 3 and know it's positive slope, because if I started right here, I would have to run up a hill. So I'm going to rise and run. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I run 1. So your slope is 4 over 1. Number 4, if I start here, I got to run up a hill, so I know it's positive. And my rise is 1, 2, 3. And my run is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you type 3 over 6 in your calculator, it's going to tell you it reduces to 2 or 2 over 1 for your fraction. All right, if I start right here, I'm going to be running down a hill, so that kind of helps me. I'm going to rise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. I ran to the left, so it's negative 2. It does not bother, it does not mind, I don't mind if you write negative 5 over 2. I don't care if you write 5 over negative 2. I don't care if you write negative 5 over 2. It all means the same thing. It's all acceptable. All right, let's rise and run. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm positive, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 over 6. All right, this one, these two, I can just look at this one and I know if it's straight up and down, it's undefined. But I want to show you why. So my rise from the red to the green, 1, 2. I rise 2, but I run 0. I don't go left or right any. If you type 2 divided by 0 in your calculator, it will tell you undefined. Because if I have 0 pizza, I can't give you 2 slices. Not possible. All right, this one, it's side to side, so I already know it's going to be 0 slope. I just know that, but let's see why. So to get from red to yellow, that's a green. I'm just going to go over. So I don't go up and down any. I don't rise, but I run 1, 2. 0 over 2 equals 0. Flip over to page 12. On this page, I need you to do 1 through 6. You're just going to write the slope like I just did. Flip over to page 13. I need you to also do the slope on this. So do all of page 12 and 13. Okay, when you're done, pause it. When you're done with that, I need you to go to page 15. So sometimes we need to find the slope and we don't have a graph. When you do not have a graph, you are given you'll be given 2 points, and it's just like you'll get a point here and a point here, and it makes a line, and then you would figure out what the slope is. So when you are not given a graph, there's a formula we use. It is called, hold the phone, the slope formula. M is the letter for slope. I don't know why. Ask your local mathematician. The formula to find slope is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. The most important thing here is to remember that this is a minus, always and forever. So, step 1 is to label these coordinates right here. So, to label them, I know that the 4 is an x and a 3 is a y because I've told you over and over that's what they represent there in alphabetical order. The negative 2 is an x, the 1 is a y. Okay, this group right here is group 1, so x1, y1. This group right here is group 2, so x2, y2. So, I want to start with didn't mean to do that. I want to start with y2. So I'm going to go over here. y2 is the 1. So I'm going to start with the 1. And then I write my minus. Now, so I got that, check. Now I need to find y1. Well, I look over here. y1 is a 3. And then I do my line divided by x2. x2 is a negative 2 minus x1. Did it again. x1 is a 4. Then the easiest way to do this is to do division. Type your division bar, and then type this exactly how it's written into your calculator. And when you do that, you will get a 1/3. That means the slope, you rise 1 and run 3. So your dots would kind of be like that. All right, so y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Step 1, label these guys xy, xy. Group 1, group 2. All right, y2, right there, negative 4. Negative 4. This minus stays. And then I need y1. It'll be a 6. Sorry, 6. Okay, then I've got x2, which would be right here. He's our 2. So let's erase the x2 and put the number 2 in. And then x1 is a 3. And it's a minus, and then a 3. Type this exactly like that into your calculator, and you will get the answer 10. I need my slope to be a fraction, so I'm just going to turn it into a fraction and write 10/1. All right, x1, y1, x2, y2. y2 is a 3 minus y1 is a 9 divided by x2 is a 2 minus x1 is a negative 1. It is okay that it's minus negative. Roll with it. When you type that into your calculator, you get a negative 2. I'm going to make it a fraction, and that's my slope. You have two that are a little bit weird. That's okay. x1, y1, x2, y2, y2, 2 minus y1, 2 divided by x2 is negative 5 minus x1 is 3. When you type this in your calculator, you get 0. That means that on the graph, the line would be a 0 line, so it would just be side to side. x1, y1, x2, y2, y2, 5 minus y1, 8 divided by x2, negative 7 minus x1, negative 7. It's okay, I've got to have these minuses in. When you type that in, your calculator legit says undefined, like it will say the words. And I know in my heart that if I were to graph that, it would be a straight up and down line. Alright, this is page 17. I need you to pick any three and use your slope formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And remember that x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay? Thank you.